Controlling the club face is your golf swing. Meow. And it's super important. But how do we practice that? I'm going to talk about that in this video. Let's do it right now. Thank you very much for tuning in and welcome to my channel. My name is Kenny. Some of you may know me as Kennie Kat. I am a competitive golfer, and this channel is dedicated to showing my journey on what it takes to become a better competitive golfer. If this is your first time here and you do happen to like this content, the best compliment you can pay me is a thumbs up. And if you are already a subscriber of this channel, thank you and welcome back. All right, so there are easily a few thousand videos on the internet that talk about the club face and why it's important to the ball and controlling the club face, but there aren't a lot of videos that really talk about practicing how to control club face. And unless you've got access to a TrackMan or some other launch monitor that can tell you your club face, there really isn't a guide out there that helps you understand how the heck do you practice this thing that's so important to your golf swing. I've been doing a lot of technical videos on what my practice looks like, and we've used Adam Young's golf practice manual, which I will continue to talk about in a lot of these videos because I think it's a super important book. You really only need 2 targets at your range and the ability to know the distance between the left and the right of your dispersion. And if you have those numbers, you can pretty much practice your path and your face while you're on the golf range. I'll show you how. First drill I do is I start with a target, and my goal is to basically hit 5 shots and try to get them to finish to the right of that target, but inside of a 15-yard window. And then my next drill is to pick a target, usually the same target, and to hit 5 shots and to try to get them to finish to the left of that target within a 15-yard window. And it doesn't really matter when I'm doing these first 2 drills how I get those balls to finish over there, as long as the balls finish left and or right of the target in the 15-yard window. It is helpful to kind of know what your dominant pattern shape is, so that way you have a better idea on what you should be practicing. I hit draws, so I'm going to always tailor my practice around hitting a more efficient draw for the time being. And then the next drill I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 5 shots, and I'm going to try to get them to finish to the right of the target. But on this one, we're going to put the constraint of I have to align my body straight at the target. So in order for these 5 shots to finish to the right of that target, I'm going to have to hit a push, which means that path is going to have to come from the inside, and that face is going to have to be square to that path or just ever so slightly close to the path so that the ball doesn't draw back left from the target. And then the fourth one I'm going to do is the exact same setup. I'm going to aim straight at the target, and my goal is to get 5 shots to finish left of that target, but in a 15-yard window. This is going to require me to hit a draw that is going to start right at the target and then move its way back left of that target. Now, I decided to do this test specifically because I had a competition round where I was missing a lot of shots left. I was having a very difficult time preventing shots from overdrawing and turning way too far left of target. And on today's date when I practice this, I just so happen to be hitting everything pretty much straight with a nice little light draw to it. But one of the things that I did notice through doing this test is it's very easy for me to hit a target right or hit a target left. And it's somewhat easy for me to hit a target when I aim straight and then try to push that target, meaning that I'm keeping that face just slightly open to the target line, but still close to the path. What I noticed I was having some difficulty with is after I started trying to hit the pushes in the 3rd drill, I was having a really tough time turning that shot over in drill 4. This is something that's really good for my patterns and for my game, because what I noticed is after I hit a bunch of shots that to me feels like I'm pushing the ball, they weren't really pushes, they were just little baby draws that didn't come back to the target, it became very difficult for me to turn the ball over too much. So I would say as I get warmed up for my next rounds or my next tournament competitions, as I start to go through my warm-up process, if I'm noticing some of those balls are really turning over too far left, what I'm gonna start to do is feel like I'm hitting what is a push shot to me, or pick a target on the range and try to hit balls to the right of that target while aiming straight at it. And I think that'll give me the feeling for the round of being able to hit my shots straight. I hit maybe 25 balls, but spent easily an hour, hour and a half at the range. And I edited it out, but between those shots, I'm doing a lot of practice swings, trying to really get a good feel on how I'm going to be controlling that face and also my path as I deliver those shots. I think this is a great drill for anybody that really wants to practice face and path, but don't have access to a TrackMan or a launch monitor that gives you face and path. You don't really always need those advanced tools. If you're picking a target that makes sense for your golf level and your golf skill, it doesn't really matter if your path is 6 degrees or 5 degrees or 2 degrees. What should really matter is the ball flight and the intended result of where you're trying to hit that ball. I've got another video coming out soon that's going to cover a training aid that I recently purchased from Big Kurt. Yay, training aids! It's something that I really do love to use. It's this bad boy. This is the Gravity Fit Pro. We'll be talking all about this in next week's video, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so already. And that tool is really good at helping me get great feels, and I think it's something that a lot of you down that lens will like. That's all I've got for you. Thank you very much for checking out the channel today. Deuces, people. Let's keep it moving.